or cosmetics or some kind of product to that effect, then again, trying to choose the least toxic option as much as you can, especially for products that go on your lips, since there is some ingestion involved.
I'm going to go through each one of those categories and ask a few more questions about them on behalf of the audience. Before we do that, I want to talk about your background in a particular molecule, compound inside of the body that also could be a supplement that actually could play a crucial role in helping us reduce our internal burden, hence supporting our body's natural ability to detoxify. And that is one of your number one most recommended things. Can you talk about what that is?
Yes, it's glutathione. It's the master antioxidant, which I think doesn't do it justice to what this molecule can do. It's very simple. It's 3 amino acids. We all have it in our bodies. The highest levels are found in the liver and kidney, which are the detoxification organs that we have. And the third would be our reproductive organs, interestingly enough. That's how important this molecule is in protecting us. It protects not only just life, but also being able to reproduce.
Yeah, when I heard you break that down initially, I was mind blown. Essentially, if I understood, and I might have this incorrect, but you're saying that there's literally, glutathione is so important for our protection that obviously if the human race cannot reproduce, that is a major problem. We're all gone, right? Both for men and for women. So is it that you were saying that glutathione is literally found in the testes and the ovaries, or that it's synthesized there? Can you break that down?
It is synthesized there. It's found there. It's synthesized there. And once it's depleted, once it's gone, it doesn't come back.
That's nuts. I mean, literally nuts, like testicles. It's nuts. And ovaries as well too. That's crazy. So essentially you're inferring that the body finds glutathione and the unburdening of any toxic exposure prior to even the modern industrial world that we lived in. Obviously, human beings would have exposure to naturally occurring toxins in the environment. It could be forest fires. It could be carcinogens through eating and cooking, food that's overcharred. It could be whatever, stuff inside the water. So you're inferring that it's so important that it's a protective layer to protect our reproductive organs?
Absolutely. That's exactly what it's doing. We actually did studies on animals that were born with a genetic mutation to have decreased glutathione. What we saw in those animals when they were exposed in utero to carcinogens that we would find, like you said, in cooked meats, charred meats, things of that nature, just naturally occurring in the environment, we found that the offspring actually had infertility, had fertility issues, and also developed cancer at some point. Multi-generational effects, transgenerational, meaning they were exposed in utero, their kids and their grandkids had problems.
So if you don't have enough glutathione on your body, your whole family tree is up.
Pretty much. To put it directly, that's pretty much.
Yeah,
if you don't have enough glutathione, you're done.
You're done. So I just want to add one thing, just because I've shared it inside of your bio that we've shared in the beginning, but like this is what your PhD was on, right?
Yes.
Can you share a little bit more about that work? How did you decide to make that a part of what you would get your doctorate in?
I actually discovered toxicology almost by accident. I was looking for a summer job when I was in college. And so I found this lab. A woman professor was doing research on glutathione. And I said, what is glutathione? What is this toxicology research? I had no idea what it was. I was washing dishes for her and just observing from the background. And I just became so fascinated with what she was working on. And I just thought, my gosh, this has such far-reaching implications that if people only knew how important this molecule is in our health, our longevity, pretty much the foundation, the pillar of health, what we could do to live longer and live healthier. Because it isn't just about living longer, because we don't want to just live longer and be sick, right? We want to live longer and be healthier at the same time. And glutathione, in my opinion, is really at the foundation of it all.
And just to go a little bit further, is that obviously, we'll get to this in a second, your body, you can get glutathione from a supplement. We'll get into that. That's a whole kind of thing. And that could be useful in certain sections. Your body naturally produces glutathione and it recycles glutathione. Another thing that I learned from you, And there are things and lifestyle behaviors that we can all be doing, and maybe some of us are, and there's some that we can turn up the knob on a little bit to increase our own natural production of glutathione. So let's talk about that. What are some of those things that are the foundational lifestyle pieces that we could all be doing today to make sure that our body is naturally recycling and producing enough glutathione?
So the first thing is toxic avoidance. Glutathione is not just an antioxidant. So when I say not just an antioxidant, it sounds so simple. It's just helping us to prevent oxidation, right? That's not the only thing. It actually it will bind to toxic chemicals and help them to leave the body. So it's an active participant, critical player in the process of detoxifying chemicals, environmental chemicals. So the first thing that we can do is practice toxic avoidance, because we don't want to be depleting glutathione. By the way, glutathione is required just simply for the fact that we breathe oxygen. The process of cellular respiration generates free radicals that require glutathione to neutralize them. So if we're already using a certain amount, right, just base level, and then you're adding in all these other chemicals, well, then there's these other fires that glutathione needs to put out. But it's like, oh, well, I got to prioritize just living. So let me just live, survive. But then it means that a bunch of the other stuff is still burning in the background, if that makes sense.
It's like the entire city